the passage or will not be constructed following the defeat of the referendum Tuesday morning. And of course, we've had an opportunity to talk about the economic impact, Attorney Manson, that this might have upon Nashville, as well as some other aspects of it, Councilperson Holloway. Now let's talk about the vote. We understand that more than 20,000 persons have already registered to vote, indicating the kind of influence that this issue is having. What can you say this morning to people about this vote?
I think it's very exciting that people are taking advantage for whatever issue of their right to vote and exercise their voice on this issue. What I would like to say to our community and to the Nashville community at large is, do not sit at home on this issue and leave the responsibility for making this happen to somebody else. You know, too many times we sit at home and say what we should have done or what could have happened. This is an opportunity for you to exercise your vote. Don't, on Wednesday morning, don't say, well, you know, I should have gotten to the polls and voted. It's too late then. You know, we need to be as active, maybe more than active, in making sure that not only do we get to vote, but we get our friends out to vote. And we encourage people to vote and exercise their right to vote. And vote yes. There's nothing else to vote but yes on this issue. Any other vote, to me, is absolute insanity as far as our community is concerned. And as far as I'm concerned personally, you know, as being a citizen of Nashville.
I think people need to understand, too, that voting opens up a whole different area for them. I think our community, the African American community, is looked upon as not being able to produce a vote. I don't want this to happen this time. We need to understand that in order for us to get the things that we need, we want, whatever, we're going to have to vote. And it can start right now. We have other issues to vote on this year, true enough. But I don't think there's going to be any vote that's going to affect us economically ever again like this one is going to affect us. And I just want them to get out to vote this time.
But see, the deal is this. We can give our council people the kind of clout they need to cut the deal. If we vote in low numbers, then when Councilperson Holloway is saying, I need to get this, you know, for this community, I need to get this for my constituents, then, you know, they can pull the sheet on us and say, well, you know, Councilperson Holloway, the people in Antioch didn't vote and support this issue. You know, and I think we put our council people at a disadvantage when we don't vote like we need to vote. Because all she has to do is say, my people in Antioch voted in a block, and we supported this issue. Now, I've got some streets and things I need taken care of out there. I've got some problems with crime I need taken care of out there. Now, how responsive do you think the leadership in the community is going to be because her constituency voted like they should? They voted yes. A vote yes, I think, is a vote yes to support the people that we put in office to support us.
And very good. And so basically you are able to talk to your people and convince them of the importance of this. And the African American community, of course, we do understand that the African American community makes up a very, very small proportion of your constituency,
right.
Councilperson Holloway. But what impact over the last couple of minutes can you tell them, the African Americans, that this will have on them?
Well, again, I have to say that they have to realize that there is $40 million on the front end that will be coming in. And we can't even delve into what other businesses can come out of this. And it's just astronomical what it could mean to the whole community. And my community, my district as a whole, is really not a voting district. It really is not. And I tell them that all the time. Anyone I talk to on the phone, I tell them, go vote. I don't care if you vote yes or no. I just want you to vote because I want to be able to say that I do have a district that vote and I need this and I want it done. So far, I've been able to get those things that I need to get because of the way that I look at issues, you know, and I try to look at issues with an open mind because I do have a fast-growing community. I have the #1 fastest-growing community in Nashville because I do have room out there to grow in. So I have to look at things a little bit different than anybody else and how it's going to affect my community and my people in the district. So.
And this stadium would certainly have a
Oh,
tremendous
yes,
impact
yes,
upon your
because
district.
that's the working class out there. You know, I have the labor, I have the firemen, I have the police, I have all of that out there, and all those people it will impact upon. So I'm a yes person, and I have not kept that away from anybody, and everyone knows I have voted for this, and I do want this thing to go down, yes, because of what it does offer to Nashville.
Very good. A final 20-second statement, Attorney Manson, about this whole project.
Well, I think what we've got to look at, we've got to go, I think it's going to, there's no question in my mind it's going to pass. It's going to be a yes vote. It's a matter of what size of the turnout of the vote and whether or not our community votes in large numbers. We need to vote yes because there's concessions that have to be dealt with, there's parking that has to be dealt with, there's merchandising that has to be dealt with. That's money on the table. And we've got to get some money off the table. And I think this is the opportunity for us to do it.
Very good. Let me thank both of you for coming by and giving us that excellent information this morning. And I know that the two of you, as you've already said, would encourage people to get out and vote this coming Tuesday. And certainly you would want them to vote in favor. But let us simply say that whether they vote in favor or whether they oppose this issue, to get out and vote. And let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Cummings. Thank you and good morning.